All right, as I continue my walking trail, we've stumbled upon a Pak 40, I believe, a German artillery piece, an anti-tank weapon, or let's go check it out. It is a Pak 4341, and here's a picture of one in a bunker. 88 millimeter anti-tank gun, the dreaded 88. Quite often you see them with the large platform in the German 88 anti-aircraft configuration with the large shield. And as you can see how it would be in a pillbox. Let's take a look at it a little closer. It's in a weird pea green color. Jack Brendel in Arizona had a name for this, and I've forgotten. So I dabble in everything and I do the best I can. Tires are rubber, and got a gun shield. Very, very cool gun. Of course, the 88 was feared amongst the American and British tank crews. It would slice through a Sherman like a hot knife through butter. As Oddball would say, and Kelly's Heroes, those Tigers and 88s, they made mincemeat or whatever of their Shermans. Coming over here, we have an American anti-tank gun. There's one of these near the Walmart in near Gettysburg. So it has a gun shield to protect the crew also. I think it's a 57 millimeter 76, and I'm going to look for the placard to help me out. So painted in olive drab green. The tires have good tread on them, and it looks like it's just been dropped here with wheel blocks. And you know, I think this has just been placed here recently because there is no placard for it yet. In fact, the Sherman tank that used to sit here, you can see the track marks, has been moved. All right, well, let's continue on our adventure. We have the American Civil War camp and the World War II barracks and Sherman tank and trenches yet. Well, this is the World War II obstacle course, and as you can see, it says a low crawl. And oh my gosh, it's Goober the Traveling Bear. Now Goober says crawling underneath this barbed wire is no problem for him. Well, he's only 12 inches tall. No wonder he says he can get through this with no problem. So, during World War II, you had basic training, and they really had to train quickly, get the men ready for service, because the entire world was in doubt. And the sacrifices that the World War II veterans made, and the people at home also, all the rationing they had to do with gas and food. And so this is a nice display showing the obstacle course. Now, of course, there's still obstacle courses and basic training in the military. Now, I think it's of course, I'm almost 60 and chubby. Not as chubby as I was, but I would need an oxygen tank or an ambulance if I tried to do this obstacle course. All right, let's move on to some more armored fighting vehicles. All right, as I approach the World War II barracks camp, something I'd like to mention, there are a lot of benches here. A lot of benches if you need to sit down, relax. If you're taking a walk here, I'm going to say the whole walk is more than a mile. I'll have to ask when I get inside. But they do have benches all around. So let's go inside these buildings and do some exploring. There's endless amount of them, and we have yet to hit the Civil War camp yet. So let's go visit the mess hall. Now, for my friends at Fort Frederick and the Conservation Corps, some of this could bleed over, because the Conservation Corps was formed in the 30s, and it was sort of military style at historic sites that they were rebuilding, such as Newtown Battlefield and Fort Frederick. So here we are in the mess hall, and really cool. We have our soldiers here working away, peeling potatoes. And this is just a really neat exhibit of the mess hall. So, all right. Well, I'm just going to let this camera run. So those of you in the military really like this. All right, we're going into Barracks 1, everyone. Barracks 1. And where's the can to kick? So does this bring back any memories for my YouTube followers out there? How about Andrew Frankel out in the Shenandoah Valley? You were in the Marines. And so here we are in our World War II style barracks. Foot lockers. I mean, just... and then they have the audio visual aids, which are wonderful too. There is so much to see here. So much has been put into this education center. And of course, here we have the Foot Locker itself, candy, cigarettes. You know, the soldiers would get cigarettes back then. We have our pinups. And of course, we have our military clothing. And like the conservation CC group, they had the large pockets for their denim coats and pants, trousers. Robert Ambrose, I think you'd like this. All right, let's continue to another one of these World War II buildings. All right, well, we're outside doing more exploring here at World War II barracks, and my gosh, look at the signage here. New York, Berlin, San Francisco, Tokyo. They have these in the MASH series on the TV show where they had those kind of signs. So let's go and check out this building. This is where you would be signing up, getting your equipment, getting the orderly room, and they would find what kind of a job was best for you. My Uncle Richard, he grew up on the farm with my father and my other uncles, and he could drive a tractor. So believe it or not, he ended up driving a Stuart tank through North Africa and a Sherman tank during the Battle of the Bulge. And he passed away a few years ago, I think at like 96. So, boy, that captain sure looks grumpy, doesn't he? I don't know. He doesn't look like a very happy officer to me. Okay, everyone, let's go visit another barracks. All right, I think this is going to be our last World War II building. It's the repair shop and motor pool. Wow. This is the repair shop, and it is really cool.
In less than 40 years, the Army went from wagons and horses to tanks, jeeps,
there's an audio-visual aid running.
A range of mechanized equipment was born.
Very cool. And they were just talking about in 40 years' time, they went from horse-pulled wagons and horses to motorized vehicles. I mean, think about the change. They had to, I mean, you went from shoeing horses and wagon wheels to motorized vehicles. And you had to have the technicians to make repairs as needed. And as you can see in our exhibit here, they are replacing a motor of some type. And all right, well, like I've been saying since I've been here, a lot to see at the Education Center here at Carlisle. Now, our next position to go to is the Civil War huts. So follow me. All right, everyone knows this tank. Oddball's tank, the Sherman tank. High profile, 4 inches of armor. This one has the short 75mm gun. I believe 50,000 of them were produced. And it was the backbone of the World War II armor divisions. Now, it could not stand up to many of the German tanks, such as the Panther and Tigers. However, there's so many of them that they just overwhelmed them. And of course, Uncle Richard, he drove a Sherman tank and a Stuart through World War II. So, here's our Sherman tank. And you got to admit, they're probably one of the most recognized tanks of most people. And I have to put out a call that if you haven't seen Kelly's Heroes, there's 3 Sherman tanks in that movie, and you just will laugh if you watch it. So, Oddball, arf, arf, roof, roof, and my other dog impression. Come on, people, laugh. Life is short. With my Sherman tank video. Did anyone know out there that Goober can bark like a dog? Roof, roof, roof. Come on, Kelly's Heroes, laugh, everyone.